couple of the most moving experiences for me were when we were linking families up with patients who were on ITU and also on the wards on the stroke unit and at Stoke Mandeville via iPads and phones, and enabling them to communicate with their families at home. That was very moving.
The feedback we've been getting from patients has been real positive in terms of allowing them to stay in their homes and feeling safe in their homes rather than the alternative, which would be going into hospital, which is quite fearful for some of the patients in the area.
So actually what we have to say that during pandemic, because we moved to a private sector and we done in a different way our services, we adopted some of them. When the COVID situations and the rules have relaxed, so we adopted some of the positive things like the virtual clinics. So we encourage the clinics now. So we have telephone clinics Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and we see which patients need to be on the face-to-face. But most of the patients we see in the telephone clinics, and it's working very well.
Personally, it was a difficult situation. I found it really hard. I still carry quite a lot of guilt and anxiety from working in ITU. There were times that we weren't able to give the level of care that we kind of aspire to because of the difficulties we had with staffing, and also just the acuity of the patients, which was really high for such a prolonged period of time. So it was incredibly hard work. I'm glad it's kind of over for now.
And this lady we've been seeing for 12 years, and so we were seeing her weekly in the Ulster clinics until COVID started. And then she developed what she thought was a chest infection, and she was admitted to hospital, and she just had a short 5-day stay in hospital. She wasn't ventilated, but she did test positive for COVID. We saw her on the ward while she had COVID, and then we continued her care as a home visit. She seemed to be improving and walking around a lot more around the house, a bit more perky. But then, unfortunately, on around the 28th day, she passed away in her sleep. And it was sort of just such a shock that our patients, passed away that easily from COVID. We're normally dealing with toes being amputated or limbs coming off. That's quite normal for podiatry, but in terms of our patients passing away, it's quite a shock.
I could always rely that I could always call on the district nursing team to come and see me in my own home, and without them it would have been challenging because I was apprehensive about leaving to go to the hospital or even go and seeing my GP. But I know that I could always call on the district nursing team to come and help me out, and they would then support me in getting the treatment I needed, whether from the hospital or from the GP.
Dear the next generation,
by the time you were old enough to be searching up the greatest pandemic of my generation,
I'm hoping my right now will be a thing of the past. There have been thousands and thousands of deaths. Our advice to you is to make the most of every situation you possibly can.
You never know when you'll come to realise all the little things you took for granted can easily be taken away.
Things as simple as meeting friends at the park or feeling safe at school.
Cherish what you have.
Help others where you can.
And if you see someone struggling, offer them an ear.
Let them know that you're there.
Thank you for watching.